When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike,
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your moves.
Hello. Welcome to anybody and everybody that is listening. This is Tiffany Castleberry.
And Chris Fagan. I thought we were going to try to do like a cute little thing where you say your name, I say my name. Never mind. I blew it. I'm sorry.
What? And we're already off. What?
We can do that again. Let's give the fans what they want. Okay, do it again. Go. 3, 2, 1. You.
Hello. This is Tiffany Castleberry.
And this is Chris, not realizing that I can't believe I made you do that. That was embarrassing.
You screwed it up twice. Like, how do we...
I didn't think you were going to do it. I was just teasing.
Whatever.
But,
well, we attempted to, and hopefully somebody is out there laughing at our retardedness, our goofiness.
I know, right?
Sorry, I shouldn't have used the R word. I apologize for that. But, topic of conversation today is this beautiful thing that we have horribly created called Black Friday, which is now Black Thursday night and all weekend and Cyber Monday and everything else that follows.
If history is to my understanding, and it never is, I believe this Black 4-Day weekend is where African Americans like me can just kick back and stay home from work, right?
Oh, is that how you view it?
It's our day.
Because,
yes.
I mean, the way it was taught to me was that that's how everybody goes out and they just, spend ridiculous amounts of money and they attack each other and stomp on each other until they get what they want.
Exactly. Or what I call a typical day that ends with the letter Y at the Fagan home. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'm sure the wife is happy to hear that.
The truth of the matter is, I've got off top. I want to be proper and polite. Tiff, how was your Thanksgiving? Did you enjoy any good food?
Aw, thanks for asking. That's so sweet. Okay, so my day for the most part was actually very quiet. It was just me and Coda chilling. I stayed in bed, watched Netflix, and relaxed most of the day. Took her for a couple of walks and spoiled her a little bit. And then I went over to my best friend's parents' house for a couple of hours and ate their food because they were so kind to invite me over. And then I came back home and spent some more time with Coda and then went to bed so I could get up and go to work the next morning.
Netflix
what about
and
you?
Coda.
Yeah, pretty much.
My
life.
What I did, I the same thing. I spent time with the family, but for the most part, I just left everybody alone, made them leave me alone, and I also tried to enjoy Netflix as much as I could. Let's try to peek behind the curtain when Tiffany Castleberry is logging on to her Netflix account, and she, I'm sure you've named your profile something unique, like Super Castleberry or something like that, right? With the crazy logo on it, and you got right next to it is kids, and then your Super Castleberry movie picks. So, what is on the lineup? What is saved on your list of Netflix?
Oh, gracious. Let's see. The biggest thing is, I try to watch different stuff. I don't try to watch the same stuff over and over, unless I get into a rut. And then if I'm going to watch something over and over, it's like Friends, because I think that's the best show ever. But
right.
But I just got to finish up the last season of Revenge, which made me happy because I love I loved that show. I was so upset that it went off. And
But
then after that,
spoiler
I
alert,
watched.
Did she ever get her revenge?
Yes, all ended well for Amanda Clark, but
Sweet.
so many people died. So,
Right.
but
well, I won't have
mean,
to invest
you know,
in it. Thanks.
it was good though. I think they ended it well. Yeah, for the most part, I would say everybody was happy unless you really just didn't like the main character. But after that, I got to finish the last season of Heart of Dixie, which is another cute little. It's a down home country, warm-hearted kind of show.
You don't have to tell me. That's my favorite show.
Have you watched it really?
Not even a little bit.
Man, I knew you were lying. Anyways, it is really cute though. The star is Rachel Bilson.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was just I don't know if it was on TV or if it was in. There's so many Netflix.
I think so.
Just
Yeah, it was
Netflix
on
shows.
TV, I
I'm
think.
so confused. But so those were the last ones. I was debating on catching up on House of Cards because I love Kevin Spacey as a bad guy, but it's such a raunchy show. I don't know if I want to get into it right now, but
Is he really the
those
bad
are the
guy?
kind of things
Really?
that.
From a certain point of view, is he really the bad guy? I mean,
Well, I mean, he's not nice.
you got that right.
There's that. But no, like I fell in love with Kevin Spacey as a bad guy in the movie Seven.
Oh yeah. What's in the box?
Yes. So then from then on, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's the best bad guy ever.
Yeah. Anytime he plays the bad guy, he delivers, man. So this role as the
Unusual Suspect.
president, yeah, that was awesome. You know what? I need to watch that movie again because I'm forgetting key parts. But we can talk about that on
I know we could talk about
YouTube.
movies and stuff all day.
So we caught up to what we do on Netflix, and we had good food. That's good. I'm glad you had a good time. So after all that relaxing is done, do you involve yourself with the annual retail purge?
Not at all. I absolutely despise everything that goes into. So, before we included Thursday nights over the last couple of years or whenever that started, I absolutely despise anything that's going to take away from my sleep. So anybody that thinks that I'm going to get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to be in line at any stupid store, no, that's never going to happen. No. Wait until the craziness is gone and then order it online. That's what this not so social introvert does.
It's like waiting in line for a new Star Wars movie. You socialize with other friends and learn about new crazy people and get trampled on your way to the
Does that sound like anything that I would do?
It's called holidays, Tiff. I mean, come on. This is what we do. You need to feed the machine, okay?
Is to stay at home and not be out with crazy people.
No, we got to get the economy running. You know, the pulse of the economy needs us. You know, make America
People can buy
great again.
stuff online. Amazon Prime is a beautiful thing, from what I hear.
You can't push somebody
told me
down
the other day
online.
that you can order milk on Amazon Prime and it'll be at your house in 2 hours. I was like, oh my gosh.
But that's 2 hours of me not drinking milk. I could go to Walmart right now, open the carton, drink it, put it back, and say, "There's something wrong with that milk. It doesn't taste good," and I leave.
Tell me you do not go into Walmart and open the milk and drink it while you were there, and then put it back.
I absolutely do, and shame on anyone who doesn't. You got to test that milk, Tiff. Test it.
You do not. I would be livid if somebody had pre-tested my milk before I bought it. Oh my gosh,
the master was ever so pissed.
Are you crazy? Oh no! Look. I'm not a Black Friday person. I absolutely think it is the worst thing in the world that it has.
The savings never stop. Come on.
No. I'm not even talking about that. I was going to say I think it's the absolute worst thing in the world that it has carried over onto Thanksgiving. That is the holiday. If you don't want to spend time with your family, fine. Sit your butt at home, watch some Netflix, watch your TV, hang out with your dog, read a book.
A Christmas Story,
on
Charlie
Facebook.
Brown. Christmas.
I don't care what you do, but nobody should be out on Thanksgiving because one, it's a holiday.
Rule?
Because no, it's a holiday. It's a holiday for people to not have to be out because for those people that work in the restaurant industries and retail and stuff like that, we don't want to be there with you. We don't want to be working. So if we're going to be all mad and pissy because we have to work now because of all you crazy fools that want to go out and
not
shop on a holiday, now no. You can shop online if you really need to shop. I just think it's a horrible thing. I really do. I think that in those industries that don't get days off, they count on holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving to not have to work. And I think it's a horrible thing that now people have to go into work at 6 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving or 10 o'clock at night on Thanksgiving. I don't know. I'm not the one that pays them. But that's not the point. That still wouldn't make me happy.
Then don't do it.
Well, some people don't have the luxury of picking and choosing the jobs that they have. The majority of the jobs out there are not 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Not everybody gets that luxury.
Would you would take the risk of being a sourpuss and a crabapple to that family that you assume is just being lazy and doesn't want to cook and taking away your holiday versus that other family that's like they planned on their own Thanksgiving and then a disaster happened and they lost the turkey and it just fell apart and it's like, all right, kids, let's go out and save Thanksgiving. And they're going to face the same sour look from you.
Look, y'all want to go out and National Lampoon it, then, go find a Chinese place. That's your choice. But, it's a family holiday. And for people that have families, I think that they really should spend time with their family. We're in a world nowadays where technology rules everything. So even when you are sitting around the table or, going and spending time together with, usually not talking, they're staring down at their stinking phones and they're, they're in the same room, but they're not actually spending time together. And I think when you expand for the lack of better description, a national shopping holiday to the holiday itself, I think that's taken away from humanity. I mean, that's honestly the way to look at it. I think it's taken, away from humanity, and I do not support it. That's my 2 cents.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm sure the Rant Over show doesn't need any sponsors or anything like that. Screw them all. All you retail stores and you crazy corporate conglomerate assholes. Screw you and the horse you rode in on. We don't need your
No, all the people that are happy about what I'm saying are the people that work at those places, and they're like, heck yeah, let's support her. We don't want to work on those days. No,
right? I'm just right now there's some CEO at some big giant company that was about to sponsor us, and it's like, oh wow, well that's the way she feels, and screw it.
I'm not going to take it back. That's how I feel. I think that, if you're blessed to have family and have the ability to spend time with those people on said holiday, then, you should enjoy it and you should appreciate those times because, I can this card and say there's people like me who do not have family and we don't have, I don't have the luxury of, going to my dad's house for Thanksgiving and sitting down and eating and, having a big family to do about anything. I don't have that luxury. So maybe that's why I just find it so offensive almost.
And that's when you use all that rage to go on Black Friday and destroy your opponent.
Do you know how many people? I mean, come on. There are actual stories of people getting killed at stinking Walmart on Black Friday. No.
That was exactly, and that's where it's just got out of hand. And it's only for the most part that I've researched. an American like phenomenon where we just go batshit crazy. And I actually saw a YouTube video of a Canadian store on Boxing Day with their equivalent of Black Friday, and the doors opened, and then quietly and politely and slowly they just walked in, clapping their hands, single file. Everybody just easily walks in the door. No trampling, no running, no pushing. Just
no crazy.
No crazy. And just walking in, just excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no, you first. No, you take it. Oh, yeah. I can imagine one American.
Have you been there?
Never been there. I've never been to Canada. I plan on visiting.
Canada. That is not how they speak in Canada. I've never heard a single person that is from Canada talk to me that way.
Yes. Have you actually listened to Dre talk?
Well, I mean, Drake and I aren't hanging out buddy friends, so I mean, no.
That wasn't you on his Instagram hanging out
no,
on stage?
No, wasn't me.
I could have sworn you were a rapper. So you've never...
No, if you're going to see me hanging out with a rapper, it's going to be Eminem. That's my man right there.
He's not doing anything anymore. He's just writing checks now. He's just collecting all that billions of dollars. Huh? The cool thing about Black Friday that I used to think was cool was I never really participated, but as a 2 or 3 year tradition, I would go to the local Walmart and just watch the madness. I used to enjoy it until people start getting hurt, but I would just watch people freak out and push around, and she skipped me, and that's mine, and that's mine. I had it first, and push that little girl down and take the doll, and let's go.
So like going to the airport and people watching on a different level.
Exactly. I like the spirit of competition. It's like, I mean, they play football during Thanksgiving dinner for a reason. It's to get your blood ready for Black Friday. It's all connected.
Is that what the plan is?
This is a
apparently
conspiracy that goes back generations. Wake up, Tiffany.
Oh my gosh. No, apparently I've missed this madness.
It is a machine that was started by the Mattel Corporation and the makers of Barbie to trap our brains in plastic and cigarette smokes in the 50s. Have you ever watched an episode of Lassie? They train kids to become ruthless, aggressive beasts in store. Mommy, can I have that? Have you ever seen one of those old Christmas commercials from back in the day? Hey, kids, if your parents love you, they'll get you the new Gizmotron 3000. Gizmotron 3000, made from metal.
What? Oh my gosh, what did you watch growing up?
Not very good programming, Tiff. I can tell you.
Something. I mean, holy cow.
A little less educational, a little more ruthless aggression. That's what was playing on the idiot box at my house. That's what we got.
On the idiot box. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
So you've never gone out on a Black Friday, like not waiting in a line, but I mean just on a Friday afternoon, just go out there and just try to get something. It's on sale. It's 30,000% off. Let's go get it.
I don't think so. And if I ever did, I went with my dad once, maybe, but I don't think I ever did. Now, I mean, I'll partake in Cyber any day, Monday, but no, I mean, the madness is insane. The parking, the lines. I'm just,
AKA
for somebody that's an extreme introvert and that really does not like dealing with people, no.
People, I mean, I remember watching that movie Clerks, so they had the best line in there. They were talking about one worked in the convenience store, the other guy worked in the video store. He said, this job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers. It was a story of my retail life. Everybody that works at
I
that's
used
exactly
to joke
what they
about
think.
that at Cheesecake Factory. I loved the people I worked with.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like the people that came in and ate because they were complaining and they always wanted stuff for free and craziness. And then everybody's like, well, that's how we get paid.
How's
I'm like,
the
yeah, I get
cheesecake
that.
today?
I just, man.
What's the worst? Okay, so you work on Friday. When did you work this weekend? You worked Friday and Saturday?
Last weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend.
Yeah, I did.
What craziness? What good stories? I want to hear something.
The plus side of being in a small town now working is nobody comes to see us. Everybody wants to go to Dallas or they want to go to Tyler. So we didn't really get busy this weekend. So we didn't have to deal with all the craziness because, I mean, for Black Friday shopping, you're not going to do it in a small town at the Walmart. I mean, some people do, don't get me wrong. But no, you're going to go to Dallas. You're going to go to a big city.
So what? It's just the empty store. You guys go home early. Nothing to do here. Nothing to see here.
No, I mean we worked, but I mean it's nothing like working in the mall. Like when I worked at Cheesecake Factory, since we're attached to the mall, yeah, I mean people are just everywhere, and it's just insane. And then the thing that I always thought was humorous was you've got all these deals in department stores, retail, and then they come in and they're like, y'all got any Black Friday deals?
Yeah.
We're a restaurant.
No. I want to know if I can get that cornbread just 30 cents, the whole tray of cornbread. Is that a deal? Can I get that? Like,
I told you for the past 3 months. Don't just pretend like you're doing this on Black Friday. So you do this every day. That same customer
yeah, most
that
of these
tries
people
to
do. That's the crazy thing.
try to
this
haggle
is,
over
it's not okay. I want this to be free. Oh, I have to pay for this, but I didn't like it. You ate all of it, ma'am. Well, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I had to know for sure that I didn't like it. Come on, it's Thanksgiving.
Right? You didn't know you didn't like it in the first 2 or 3 bites so that we could fix it at that point? Come on. No.
Ma'am, I need to speak to your manager because I'm entitled.
Those people are always so much fun. Oh my gosh, no.
They're like ordering and tweeting at the same time.
Yes, I would like to have the salad and have salad. #salad.
Did you just hashtag salad?
Yes, that's what they do, don't they? Millennials. That reminds me. It's time for another commercial. Millennials ruining America one day at a time.
Oh my gosh, they are something else though. Holy crap, that's a whole generation of.
The newest greatest generation, right?
No.
Generation hashtag.
I could get off on a tangent on this, but I look at the way that my daddy raised me, and it makes me wonder what in the world happened between his generation and mine that those people decided to raise kids without any respect, without any discipline, just with the whole mentality of I'm entitled to everything and everything needs to be handed to me and I shouldn't have to work for one flipping thing. I don't understand it.
It's like they don't understand that you can't just turn on your computer and go on the internet with some kind of a broadcast where you're trying to reach millions of people and think you're just entitled to be instantly famous. People who do that, who go on the internet and try to entertain for fame, are the worst. You see where I was going with that? I was kind of talking about that.
Well, I kind of went quiet because I was like,
Chris, we're trying to pay the bills here. Stop it. Stop it. Christopher. Christopher's thoughts
Like,
and
do you know
illogical
what we're
attitudes
doing right
have
now?
nothing to do with what Rant Over stands for. Well, if you can totally alienate all of our subscribers and endorsers, I can alienate all of our young artists. After you listen to the Rant Over show, get out there and do something nice for somebody. There.
Oh my gosh, isn't that? Oh, that's what people need to do. We need to have more kindness in the world and more compliments. People are so quick to tear people down and just take and take and take, and I mean, it's sad. It really is. I posted something today on Facebook that was talking about, if you see beauty in others, speak on it. If somebody's doing something kind, you tell them. Like I have a friend, Chris Keckler, and I don't think he's listening to this, but I'll say it anyway. He spends so much time at the VA with this guy, Mr. Rogers, and he just has such a good heart. And I just listen to him tell these stories, and to me, that's one of the things that's, his beauty, his beauty that he shares with others is how, kind he is. And he spends not just, once a month or once a week. Like he spent all Thanksgiving, weekend for the most part, and Thanksgiving Day with Mr. Rogers. And this is a 90-year-old man who served our country and, just outlived a whole lot of people and didn't have kids. And, Chris takes, his son and goes up there and they spend time with him and just, get him out of his room and everything. And that to me is just, that's a beautiful heart. And, I'm sure, he doesn't need me telling him, but anytime he tells me stories about going and see him, I make sure I tell him, Chris, you are so kind. That is such a sweet thing that you do. That is just, you have such a great heart. Because that's not what we see in this world nowadays as often as we used to. And it's sad. It saddens me. Yeah. And I think that we need more of that.
A little more, a little more kindness, a little less tweeting and whatever's going on out there. People, you're right. I mean, people are feeling so entitled. That's mine. We're in the look at me generation. I mean, even me, I'm guilty of it. I mean, I got a YouTube channel. Sometimes I feel like I'm actually giving some kind of a service, but for the most part, I'm just a knucklehead that just likes attention. I just can't help myself. If people don't like me, then I can't
say anything. Like, we're doing this, and I think that, part of it is for our own entertainment, because you make me laugh, and I try to make you laugh, and then occasionally if other people are listening, they laugh, hopefully. But besides that, I wrote my book, and I talk about that, and it's not look at me as much as it's,
you're giving a service. You're actually doing something to help.
I want to help others.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think that's part of it though, is we have to step out and say some of those things of, hey, look at me kind of thing. I want to share, I just got a thing on Messenger from Goose that I was in the military. Right, oh yeah, I was in the military with. We were stationed in Belgium together, and he was actually my next door neighbor in the barracks. And I asked him, I was just kind of talking to him about, hey, what do we need to talk about and this, that, and the other. And you said the entitled word, and he was like, uh-oh, he said entitled. But then, we were talking about, how parents raise kids and everything, and he said, his daddy and mom would backhand him over smart aleck comments, and millennials today, just the way that they talk to people and stuff, I won't say what he said because somebody might get offended, but it makes you want to just kind of thump them in the head and say, dude, I'm going to need you to think about what you're talking about. But,
right.
Then, like we were just talking about the beauty in others, he was like, we are so quick to complain. We are so quick to judge. We should be just as quick to love. He was like, that's my only comment for this segment. but I think that's true. You know, we're very quick. I'm quick to complain. Oh my gosh. I mean, if I'm not happy about something, hey, there's a reason
The show started
podcast
5
started.
seconds late, Chris. What the H?
But I mean, you know, we are. We're quick to judge. We're quick to complain, and we're not as quick to be kind or show love and compassion to other people. And
Exactly.
you know, it's a sad thing. And I think that, you know, while we're on somewhat of a different conversation, you know, I think it ties into Black Friday because, you know, I mean, gosh, look at the difference. Like you were saying, you're watching something in Canada about how, you know, they're walking in single file and not knocking each other over and trying to kill each other. And then you watch a video of people stampeding over people just to get into Walmart for, you know,
2 Snickers. What? Yeah, the new whatchamacallit, the king size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Butterfingers.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it really is. Hey, so random fact, and don't ask me why. I know why, because you said the Snickers thing. Okay, so I was looking at these life fact things today. There was like 80 of them. But so one of them was the Snickers, the king size. It says that it's like, it gives the impression of it being, you know, 2 of the original Snickers, when in fact it's only 1.5. But one of the other, there were so many things. I literally started doing research because I didn't believe some of this stuff. So one thing that really stuck out to me that my friends probably think I'm crazy because I sent them like text messages about. So here's a interesting fact. Do you like to bake, Chris?
Not even a little bit. Continue.
Okay, well, if you ever choose to, and for some reason you're like, oh, yes, I want to go bake a cake, or I want to bake some cupcakes or whatever, and you're in the mix of it and you're trying to add everything together and you're like, oh, crap, I don't have any eggs. Oh, what can I substitute for eggs? I really don't want to run to the store. So FYI, here's a little fun fact. You can substitute blood. Yep, that's what I said. Blood for eggs.
We here at the Rant Over Show do not recommend using blood in any of your food. Please do not share your blood with any of your guests this Thanksgiving or Christmas or ever.
No,
if you do put blood in your food, make sure you're the only one eating it. Wash your plate, wash your hands, and then stop it.
So no, look. So I read that and I'm like, okay. I mean, I've heard of like, you know, substituting applesauce and a lot of other things, but blood was not one of the things. And so I'm talking to one of my friends in England, and Paul and I are talking about it, and he starts talking about is it black pudding? I think they have, and he's like, yeah, it's really good and blah blah blah. He brought that up after I said this, and so now I don't know if there's blood in black pudding, or if there's a play on something there. But like, then he makes the comment. I love Paul. Paul's hilarious, but he makes the comment. He was like, just don't use human blood. And so I texted him back, and I'm laughing so hard. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. So any other blood is good, but we can't use human blood. Is that what I'm understanding from you right now?
I'm just imagining you like standing there while like a bunch of people in the room are running away, like trying to cough out the food they just ate, and you're like trying to justify it. But it's not human blood. Come on, guys. It's the holidays. We're supposed to be together. So why are you calling 911, Greg?
Oh, is that as bad as Angelina wearing that little thing around her neck that had Billy Bob Thornton's blood in it?
Yes.
Is that worse?
For every, I'm sorry, I gotta get another person's opinion on it. There's one person here. We just talked about it for a quick second. Goose, your friend Goose. The comment was, and she's a cook, y'all. So we gotta get Goose on here. I don't know if I'm plugging it
God, nobody's
right
gonna
now.
come
Bruce,
eat at my restaurant.
Can you hear me?
I'm scared. Tiff, I love you, but I'm scared, sister. That's wow. And I used to eat at the mess hall where you work.
It's time for an
Oh
intervention.
God, I kicked off laughing. Hey.
You know, it's funny.
Did
she
you
brings
see
up the
those
Belgium
fun
thing.
facts
She was,
that I posted on Facebook?
I'm reading stuff back and forth. I'm talking to each of you in one chat. I'm like, can't we just put it together?
I need your help, Goose.
Well, I would
mean,
love to,
Tiffany's
but
definition
Chris
of the word
doesn't allow
fun
me to host the show, so I can't see what he sees.
Ah.
Oh, how about this? I'll send you the link. There you go. Tiff, you
Oh,
can definitely
God.
see what I see. Tiff, click on the chat. You can see it to the right of the page. You can. It's right there.
I don't have it. You have a different screen than I do.
All right, we're falling off the
No,
rails here. Okay, we got to bring it back in 3,
there were a
2,
lot
1,
of
and we're back.
interesting little. There were a lot of interesting life hacks, like so apparently it rains diamonds on Jupiter and Saturn, and I researched that. That's true.
Sounds like my dream.
Pandas stand on their male pandas stand on their head and pee on trees because apparently there's something about a hierarchy of whoever can pee the highest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just a family reunion.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't do that?
That was hilarious. I'm telling you, y'all should pay attention to some of the stuff that I post on Facebook because it is entertaining, and I like sharing things like this. It's funny.
Way too much.
Oh, my gosh. Like, okay, no, I learned that Queen Elizabeth is apparently related to Vlad somebody who is related to Count Dracula, and so technically Queen Elizabeth is related to Count Dracula.
And we're back to the blood again.
What is it with blood?
This is
Quit
why I was
trying
talking
to make
Paul in the
blood
first place
happen,
about all
Tiffany.
this,
It's
because I was
not
asking
going
him
to
if it was true.
That explains so much.
Well, Goose, you've known Tiff for a long time. Is this the first you're hearing about the Martha Stewart nightmare that we're being treated to right now?
You know, I'm going to plead the fifth. You know, there's a very thin line there between neighbors, and I really can't say what I may have seen or not seen. I can give names though.
It
Goose
sounds
probably
like
knows too much for his own good.
a family rabbit.
I would like to
pet
go on
rabbit
record by
goes missing.
saying I have no info on Hillary Clinton.
Mhm.
That is all.
Oh, don't say the wrong thing.
It may
Chris
or
will
may not be Hillary Rodham Clinton's blood that you're eating, Chris. You loved her so much. You voted for her. Now eat it.
Oh my gosh, that would be. Never mind. I won't finish that statement.
It was wow, Tiff, it was
And
just
again.
a joke. You just did it again.
Look, I've never claimed to be normal. At no
This is
point
true.
have I ever claimed to be normal in my entire life. So, I mean, I enjoy telling people just to see the reaction and the look on their face that I am fascinated by serial killers and organized crime. Because some people really don't know how to react to that. But I'm a criminal justice
The things
major.
she would say for shock value is amazing. I could tell you some of the conversations, but again, I'm sworn to secrecy. But yeah, she would get shock value for the sheer fun of it.
I'm still trying to go back to the how she's in awe of the organized crime, and it's like you go to the courthouse and
you
the
don't
mob
find that
boss is
fascinating?
What are you doing? You're like applauding them. You had a great run there until
No.
the end.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm fascinated at I'm fascinated at everything. I'm fascinated at how one person, because if you look back at some of these people, some of these, mobsters, and you look at their stature, and I mean, like, I would look at these people and be like, I wouldn't listen to you. I wouldn't be afraid of you. Like that fascinates me. Like how some of these guys were really small, like not intimidating in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
And that it fascinates me. Somebody that looks like that would not or would be able to create this dynasty, if you will, and get all these people to go out and kill for them and maim for them and hustle and that side of it fascinates me.
It sounds like the people who created Black Friday.
No, these are not the same things. I don't know. I'm fascinated by the psychological side of serial killers. Where the disconnect goes. Like I would love to be Clarice from Silence of the Lambs because I would love to sit down and talk to
some
them.
random guy in a cell to throw some unknown liquid at you?
No, not some random guy. I would want to sit down with some like honest to God serial killer. Like not somebody that's just killed, a few people. No. I mean, we're talking like Ted Bundy and Dahmer and figure out where it all, well, I mean, I think it was Dahmer that said that his started with, watching soft porn. And the escalation of how, he had to continually get more hardcore and more hardcore because he couldn't get the same high and the same, turn on, if you will. And then once the snuff films weren't doing it, he had to go out and do it himself. So it was a progression.
That reminds me. Hold on, I have to erase my internet history and go. Continue.
That's the stuff that I find interesting is the progression, and that's what fascinates me on both sides between the serial killers and the organized crime.
Didn't you study behavioral sciences or something like that?
Huh?
Didn't you study psychology or behavioral sciences, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, I have a criminal justice degree with a minor in psychology, and my master's is in criminology with a focus on deviant behavior.
I went to the Art Institute of Houston.
I bring in the mail. I forget what that was from. It's a movie line from Little Man Tate, I think. I like to throw it out there randomly.
I remember that. My go-to line is "Stay on target, stay on target." It's a Star Wars quote, which we probably should do. So let me try to stay on target. Goose, Black Friday. Do you partake in the madness? We're gonna go back to the subject at hand.
I do not partake for 3 reasons. Number 1, I carry a firearm. God forbid something happen, I don't want to be in that situation. Number 2, it's more fun to sit back and watch the entertainment. To me, it is a show. I grab popcorn. I turn on YouTube here. I turn on Yahoo here. I turn on Facebook, and I wait for the idiots to roll in, like the one that maced 20 people in L.A. so she could get a TV inside of a Walmart.
That's the crap I'm talking about. That is ridiculous. There's no reason for that.
It's
a TV,
55-inch HD TV with 4K, Tiff. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's all the reason in the world right there.
Yes, it's worth it.
Get a projector and a white screen. Well, and third, I've got the family. I mean, I let the ladies do that. I'll do the driving. I'll wait in line. I'll stay home and cook. I went to school for culinary arts, so I'd rather just stay home and do that thing. And I'll let them.
Well, see, now you know that you can substitute blood for eggs.
If you say blood, I'm hanging up.
I knew it was coming back. I was about to say Goose is probably there making sure Tiff didn't blood up anything. Like, okay, was Tiff here? Was she here? Where did she? What did she touch?
It just makes sense because every night, I mean, it's 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Tiff's awake, wide awake over there, and between the laughter between her and. I don't want to mention the names of any of the friends. I don't know who is and isn't protected, jokes aside. But all of the crew, and you'd hear them out there, and some of the it didn't matter who the person was, little Tiffany out there going toe-to-toe with them on whatever conversation and would hold her own. You talk about the big statue and the little stature of people. My smallest drill sergeant, and then we'll get back on target, was 5'3", and he stood up to everybody, and the entire company of 240 didn't give him any crap just because that little man syndrome of I am in charge. Yeah, go to my little friend, and he'd put on his round brown, and anybody that laughed at him would beat their face.
I mean, I'm not saying people can't command respect. I look back at some of the pictures of those fools, and I'm just like, yeah, I wouldn't have seen that. But hey, it's all in how you carry yourself and all that. I get it. It is what it is. But Christopher, do you partake in Black Friday?
No, I used to. I did once. And just like Goose said, I started to use it as entertainment and just walk around and enjoy the show. This Cyber Monday, Black Friday lasts for like 30 days, all the way up to Christmas, pretty much, and then just like the Canadians, I celebrate Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas when you can get a refrigerator for like $18, and
yep.
I mean that's the thing that makes sense to me. You wait until after Halloween, and you save like 85% on all those chocolate bars and all that stuff. That's the best time to take advantage of any sale. You wait till the day after Valentine's.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you get those dead roses and those pre-chewed chocolates, and you say, "Hey, honey, happy belated Valentine's. I'm sleeping on the couch."
We should do Boxing Day here. How many people get money for Christmas? And now on the 26th, they can go out and spend that $25 they got from Aunt Jemima in their card. I think it would be a great thing to do here. Give us back Thanksgiving. Oh, working on Thanksgiving. Don't even get me started. I'm a minister as well, so it comes down to family for me. We should be doing family. I cannot preach this on Sunday morning. I cannot preach. Holidays are for family. If you want to have 30 days of Black Friday, that's fine, but it starts on Black Friday. You start encroaching on Thanksgiving, I may hit you with a turkey.
Right.
It was a donkey jawbone in the Old Testament. In the new day and age, everybody talk about the Bible changing. I'm going to be hitting people upside the head with a turkey leg.
And that reminds me that I think we technically do celebrate Boxing Day. It's just I think in America we misconstrued what it really meant. We took it literally. We turned it into Black Friday and we just started punching people. Boxing Day. America.
I mean, hey, we gotta one up everybody.
Exactly, with an uppercut.
America.
TV. America. Well, we're getting down to the last few minutes, so it's getting time for the rant box. It's your turn, Tiff. So,
I know.
What do you think? Any final closing thoughts for our guests before we go to the rant box? Goose, anything you want to say?
I don't have anything to add. I really want to stay quiet because I have too much honor.
We'll save that for Rant Over Show after dark. We'll save that for the after show.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Well,
Goose, thank you so much for calling in. It was so good to talk to you.
Likewise, we'll keep in touch. God bless you both. Keep doing the thing.
Same to you.
God
Thank
bless
you. Oh goodness.
That's funny. Okay, you know what? From this day forward, anytime I see Goose on there, I'm gonna he's gonna be the we got to keep him on as the Neo ran over guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
I'm being selfish. I just want to hear these this whatever he has on you.
Oh, stories on me? Oh my gosh, there's no telling what he remembers.
So we got 5 minutes for the rant box. Now remember, guys, if you don't know what the rant box is, this is something that we just made a trademark. You can't take it. This is of the time of the show where we just go on a 5-minute rant about whatever, which that doesn't have to do anything that we just talked about in the past or today or at all, or it can be all about what we talk about. It's your choice. Last week I did it, and this week it's It's your turn. It's Tiffany's turn. So now, without further ado, Tiffany Castleberry on the Rant Box.
So, okay, so you know how you asked me yesterday about how, oh, you know, do you know what you're going to talk about? Do you know what you're going to talk about? And I said, there's going to be something that pisses me off before midnight. Well, it's the same thing because it never fails. Driving. There's always something with driving. So when I'm driving to Dallas, look, I'm a firm believer that, one, the law states that, you know, there is a driving lane and there is a passing lane. If you're not passing anybody, keep your butt in the slow lane. And if you are not driving the speed limit and or preferably 5 miles or more over the speed limit, keep your butt out of the fast lane. Driving in Dallas drives me absolutely insane. So today I go up because I got to go get the pup. She's at daycare and, you know, I'm trying to make good time. We've got, for whatever reason, there is people driving normal. The speed limit is 70 miles an hour, and I find the wonderful douchebag that wants to drive 64 miles an hour in the fast lane, and I cannot get around him because there's traffic, and he doesn't seem to understand why I am so kindly trying to push him into the other lane, which I did not. Obviously, I did not push him. I have a brand new car, so I'm not going to hit anybody. But it's so infuriating to me that people just, I guess it goes along with so many other things. You just cannot common courtesy, people, common courtesy. If you are passing somebody, then pass them with a purpose, not 5 miles under the speed limit, and then take 5 hours to get over into the other lane. Pass them quickly, get out of the way, and keep moving. It is really that simple. I do not understand why people make driving so difficult. The other day, I'm driving to work. It's raining, not raining like you can't see raining, but it's raining a little bit. It's a good steady sprinkle, if you will. And people are in the fast lane driving 10 miles under the flippin' speed limit. People, these are the reasons that we end up with wrecks, because you want to be in the fast lane going slower than you need to. So when people are driving because they're not scared of the rain, you are now in their way and they can't get out onto another lane because you are taking forever to get around the person that's next to you, or you think that you can just drive as slow as you want to and sit literally right next to the person that's sitting in the lane next to you. Like it's no big deal because nobody else has anywhere else to go. And I think I found every person on the road a couple of days ago that were afraid to drive in the rain. And I got so frustrated. And I know for a fact, one, I drive too fast. I know that. I'm very well aware. When I was stationed in Belgium, I learned how to drive from the 4 stars driving detail. So I'm actually a really good defensive driver. Although I know there are people out there that would tell you that I scare them. But I know exactly what I'm doing. My point is, just be courteous. Use your blinker if you're going to change lanes. Although that does not mean that you are given the right to jump in front of me because you have a blinker on. Please make sure that there is an appropriate amount of space so you do not take the front end of my vehicle off. And then pass people with urgency. Pass them, get out of the way, and keep moving. It's not rocket science. And I'm going to leave it at that, Chris, because otherwise I'm just going to get frustrated even more than I already am.
With about 40 seconds to spare. Awesome. But she's right. I mean, well, you know what? I remember getting into an argument about the passing lane. I mean, question: these people that are in the passing lane, I'm using air quotes that you can't see.
Right.
Are they going the speed limit or less?
Usually, when it comes to me, they're going less, or they're like right under the, like if the speed limit's 70, they're usually doing 67, 69, maybe 70.
So is there a rule or a law that says you are allowed to break the speed limit on the far left lane? Because I know cops can just
so when
pull
you're
you
driving
over.
in that lane, you're not just allowed to break the speed limit. But if you're passing somebody, then there is I'm almost positive, and I'm sure if one of my cop friends are listening, they will correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm almost positive that you're given an allowance of sorts of 5 miles per hour to pass that individual and get out of the way, and then slow back down to whatever the appropriate speed is. But
And maybe
I
depends
could
on
be
the
wrong
cop,
about
because
that.
I've also heard that cops can pull you over for speeding going 1 mile an hour over the speed limit if they so choose.
They can. That's why it's the speed limit. So if the speed limit says 70, you are not supposed to technically go over 70. But
so there's the conundrum. So that person
in our
wasn't
world,
doing
we
anything
typically
wrong.
do. Oh, that's the other. Oh, see, that's what I should have said. The people that are afraid of cops on the road. Have you been on the highway and like everybody slows down because there's a cop, and the cop is intentionally going under the speed limit just to do it?
Just to mess with you. I'm going to share this last 40 seconds with you.
I'll sit there and pass them. I'll pass them 3 to 5 miles over the speed limit just to prove a point. Because
on
it
the
infuriates
ticket it says
me when people
10%.
They're scared to death.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I
I'm
just
like,
got a
y'all
ticket
are
recently.
retarded.
And I'm going to fight it. I just got a ticket recently. I'm going to fight it. It says allegedly going over the speed limit. He put allegedly going a certain mile an hour over the speed limit. Allegedly? Allegedly? Did you clock me or not? Oh, I'm fighting this. It was 11 o'clock at night, pitch black. There's no other cars in the road. Was I speeding? I'm not going to say if I was or not, because I don't know how far this broadcast is going to go.
Don't incriminate yourself. This is recorded.
Well, I'm not crazy, but this cop was in my lane that I was directly behind him. He was in motion, and and by the time I caught up to him, we were both going under 50 at that point. And then he flashes his lights, goes over to the shoulder, and waits for me to pass him so he can direct me to pull over. And he says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I just said, "Yes." I didn't say. I didn't argue. I didn't disagree. I just kept my mouth shut, which is what I always do. And he gives me the ticket, and it says allegedly going this certain miles per hour.
I've never seen that before. Usually cops are very adamant about you were doing this.
You were doing this or doing that. Well, he couldn't clock me with a radar gun because he was in motion. So I know, but then I researched how the different methods that cops can clock you. And there is a training method that cops can use where they can still be in motion. They take a certain pinpoint at the road or some kind of a marker, and then they pass that marker, and then they time how long it takes for you to get to that mark, and then that kind of tells them how fast you could be going. If that's what he did, I will win this fight. Because we're talking about 11 o'clock at night. There's no other cars on the road to give you any kind of gauge. You are in front of me, in motion. In that perspective, all you can see is two lights. Where's my car? How do you know? Are you trained to see how big the lights are getting? So is your training how fast the lights are going or how much the lights are growing? Because I want to know exactly what you're trained to do in motion, looking in your rearview mirror and determining how long it took for me to pass whatever marker that you were supposed to mentally put on the road with your imagination and wait for me to pass.
Well, if you like, I can put you in contact with my cop friends, and I'm sure they can break it down for you. But
I want it to get broken down. Because I want to go. I'm going to go into the courtroom. We got 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute warning. I'm going to go into the courtroom with the People's Court music playing. And the second I get behind the desk, I'm going to open my briefcase and turn off the tape player, and then I'm going to proceed. That's how dramatic it's going to be. So, with that being said, I'm going to sign off. So this is. I'm Chris. You can. I'm going to just call it right now. You can reach out to me on Twitter. You can found at D Chris Fagan or T3 Medias on Twitter and Facebook, on YouTube. Talking to the Medias. I like to talk about movies and crazy stuff. And reach out to me anytime. And what about you, Tiff? Where can people find you?
Shoot. In bed. I'm just kidding. No.
Hot shot. 60 seconds left.
No. That could have been misconstrued so wrong.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
And it's being tweeted.
No. So, I'm Tiffany Castleberry. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me. You can Google me. I'm sure there's all kinds of crazy crap out there. But the most important thing I want y'all to know is that I am the author of From Ashes to Beauty, God's Way. And it is my life story with the intent of helping other people. Anything from abuse, death, divorce. You can think of it. I've probably been through it, unfortunately. Not everything, but I've been through a lot, and I'm here to help. And the whole purpose of this podcast is for Chris and I to have fun, make you laugh, and entertain you. Wow. With that being said, we are out, and this is Rant Over.
Rant Over.
Boom. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
Dear pesky blackheads, you disgust me. You're ugly, dirty, and just plain nasty. Enough is enough. Meet my Biore Deep Cleansing Charcoal Pore Strip. This strip, with natural charcoal, will pluck you out. Oil too. Sayonara, blackheads. See ya on the Biore strip side. Sincerely, finally clean pores.
Love charcoal? Also try Biore Baking Soda Cleansing Scrub for an exfoliating deep clean. Biore, free your pores.